A popular claim amongst 2012 doomsday merchants is that the Earth will be aligned with the center of the galaxy, and then bad things will happen. In fairness, many believers in galactic enlightenment are teaching New Age ideas and are keeping themselves apart from the hysteria. Good for them. An alternative idea is that the Earth will pass through the center of the galaxy itself, with horrific consequences. Unlike many other aspects of 2012 mythology, this class of ideas is pretty easy to debunk without specialized knowledge. Our solar system sits on the edge of a minor arm of the Milky Way galaxy. We are quite far out towards the edge, where nothing exciting happens. Even so, with the naked eye alone, we can see about 6,000 stars with the naked eye. With telescopes, that number jumps to hundreds of millions. Even this, though, is just a tiny portion of the galaxy, and the rest is shielded from outside by the vast clouds of gas and dust which populate its spiral arms. If we were to visit the galactic core, we would have a totally different view. The sheer number of stars packed into a much smaller volume will make our skies luminous to the point we would never wear sunglasses at night. Since the average spacing between stars is only a half a light year at the core, the average brightness will be much higher, with the brightest nearby stars casting shadows. All those stars blazing so near would increase the background radiation level to a point where life would struggle to adapt, and the chances of a nearby giant star going supernova would be very high indeed. But worst of all will be the supermassive black hole at the core of our galaxy. Several 100,000 times more massive than our Sun, and tens of millions of kilometers in diameter. This beast voraciously consumes nearby stars and gas clouds. As they are drawn nearer by its awesome gravity, they get whipped up to higher and higher speeds, until tidal forces tear their very molecules apart. This process generates tremendous radiation in the gamma and X-rays wavelengths, making the entire region unbelievably toxic to life. If the Sun and the Earth were to pass through this region, nothing will survive. Fortunately, this can never happen. We are bound in an orbit around the core at a distance of roughly 26,000 light years. We move with our neighbors around the core, not towards it. And even if something happened to disrupt our course and send us inwards, it would take millions of years to fall that far, and the effects would be very obvious to even the least educated observer thousands of years before we reach the center. We do not see millions of stars with naked eye, and we are still alive. Therefore, we are nowhere near the core, and will have millions of years warning if we were headed that way. A less extreme idea is that we will pass through the galactic plane, sort of like moving from the galaxy's northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere and briefly touching the equator. The obvious question is, so what? But even allowing for some significance, one has to remember the sheer size of the galaxy. The Earth takes 250 million years to make one full orbit of the galaxy, and about 64 million years to bob back and forth from north to south. The actual crossing takes thousands of years, and any imagined effects wouldn't be obvious from one year to the next. So the idea of us passing through the center of the galaxy in one specific year is laughable. But what about the more moderate idea that we will be in alignment with the galactic plane of the center of the galaxy, or neighboring astral bodies? It certainly is true that we are very close to an alignment with the core of a galaxy. But what exactly does that mean? Specifically, for a brief moment, the Earth, Sun and galactic core will be positioned in a straight line. This happens every single year, though on December solstice, December the 21st. The most perfect possible alignment happened back in 1998, so that each year the alignment becomes looser and less important. It should be obvious then that, to a scientist, none of these alignments or positioning mean anything whatsoever. There are no physical laws or phenomena which care about these things. Now you can argue for non-physical effects, as in the case of astrologers and New Age practitioners, and that's a matter of personal belief. Science has no business arguing with that, but as soon as you start predicting apocalypse or other physical effects, the argument falls flat. Whether you're a scientist or not, it's plain that there is no physical real significance to any of these arguments.